One of the biggest mistakes people make is jumping straight into investing, throwing money at the stock market while they're sitting on a huge pile of credit card debt. It's kind of like trying to build a house on a foundation that's actively crumbling beneath you. So today, we are going to break down the exact step-by-step order to put your money to work so you can build real, lasting wealth. And this quote just nails it, right? Investing while you've got high interest debt really is like trying to fill a leaky bucket. Sure, you're pouring water in the top, but you're losing so much out of the bottom that you're just not getting anywhere. So what's one of the biggest leaks for most of us? You're seeing that right, a staggering 22%. That's the average credit card interest rate. Now, this isn't some tiny drip. This is a massive hole in your financial bucket. Just think about it for a second. On a $5,000 balance, that's over $1,000 a year that you are just setting on fire. Money that should be building your future is just paying for your past. You're just not going to win trying to out-invest a 22% headwind. Okay, so let's get into it. Before you even think about picking stocks or crypto or whatever, you have got to patch those leaks. And that means building a rock-solid foundation with 2 steps that are totally non-negotiable. Here they are, the 2 pillars. First, you build a safety net so that when life happens, and it will, it doesn't send you deeper into debt. And second, you have to aggressively stop that financial bleeding from high-interest debt. Let's tackle that safety net first. What's so wild about this is just how vulnerable it shows so many of us are. I mean, look at this. The median emergency savings in the US is just $500. That's not even enough to cover a typical car repair. So when that small emergency pops up, what happens? People are forced to go right back into debt, and that leaky bucket problem just gets worse and worse. And that's why this is so important. An emergency fund, it's more than just a pile of cash. It's really a psychological safety net. I mean, research shows that having just $2,000 saved gives you this massive boost in financial well-being. It's about having breathing room. It stops you from making panicked, bad decisions when you're under pressure. So, once you've got that initial emergency fund set up, it is time to go to war with your debt. Now, we're defining high interest as anything over about, say, 8%. So why that number? Well, because it's higher than the historical average return of the stock market. It's simple math. If your debt is growing faster than your investments could, you are literally running backwards financially. And this is the part that should really get you excited. Paying off that debt, that's not an expense. It is the single best investment you will ever make. Think about it. Every single dollar you put towards that 22% credit card balance is earning you a guaranteed, tax-free 22% return. Not even the best investors on Wall Street can guarantee returns like that. Now, there is one, and really only one, major exception to the pay off all your high-interest debt first rule, and this is a big one. This is where we get to the first real investing priority. If your job offers a 401k match, that is a guaranteed 100% return on your money, right up to whatever they match. It's basically the only legal way to double your money instantly with absolutely zero risk. You cannot get that anywhere else. It is so powerful that it's the one thing that's worth doing even while you're still chipping away at that high-interest debt. Let's just look at a quick example here. Say you make $50,000 a year and your company matches 50 cents for every dollar you put in, up to 6% of your salary. So you contribute $3,000. Boom, they just hand you another $1,500. That's pure profit. Turning this down is literally telling your boss, nah, I'm good, you can keep that free pay raise. All right, so you've secured the full employer match. Fantastic. Now it is time to talk about what might just be the most powerful and the most underutilized investment account in the entire country. This thing is a true secret weapon for building wealth. Just think about that for a second. Most retirement accounts, they give you 1, maybe 2 tax breaks. But there's only one account out there that gives you a tax benefit when your money goes in, while it grows, and when you take it out. And the answer is the Health Savings Account, or HSA. Seriously, this thing is the Swiss Army knife of investing. You get a tax deduction today, your money grows completely tax-free, and then you can pull it out for any qualified medical expense, also completely tax-free. No other account does all 3 of those things. This isn't just a small benefit either. For a lot of people, that upfront tax deduction is like getting an instant 20 or 30% bonus from the government on every dollar you put in. And this table just makes it crystal clear. A traditional IRA, yeah, it's taxed on the way out. A Roth IRA, it's taxed on the way in. But the HSA, when you use it for medical costs, is the only one that's tax-free at every single stage. It is truly in a league of its own. And why does this matter so much? Well, because the average couple retiring right now can expect to spend over $300,000 on healthcare. Having a massive, tax-free bucket of money set aside just for that expense is an absolute game changer for your retirement. So, after you've locked in that employer match and you're funding that powerful HSA, we get to move on to finishing the rest of your financial house. And that means maxing out all the other tax-advantaged accounts that you have access to. The next logical step for most people is to max out an IRA. Now, you might be asking, why an IRA before putting more back into my 401k? Well, it comes down to two words: control and cost. With an IRA, you can invest in pretty much anything you want: low-cost index funds, individual stocks, you name it. Your 401k, on the other hand, usually has this limited menu of options, often with higher fees. And trust me, those fees matter. Even a tiny-sounding 1% difference in fees can literally rob you of hundreds of thousands of dollars in growth over your lifetime. So why are we so obsessed with all these tax-advantaged accounts? Well, this chart right here shows you the staggering power of avoiding taxes. Over 30 years, the exact same investment could be worth nearly $250,000 more just because it was inside one of these accounts. That tax drag you get from dividends and capital gains in a normal account, it's a silent killer of your wealth. And avoiding that silent killer isn't just about picking the right accounts. It's about funding them in the right sequence to make sure you're getting the most powerful benefits first. So let's bring this all together into one simple, clear roadmap. This isn't just a list of good ideas, okay? This is a specific order designed to maximize your money every step of the way. Okay, here it is. Following this exact order unlocks the greatest benefit. Step 1, build that emergency fund. Step 2, destroy all high-interest debt. 3, get your free money, the full employer match. 4, max out your IRA for better investment choices and lower fees. 5, max out that triple tax-advantaged HSA if you have one. And finally, number 6, go back and dump everything else you can into the rest of your 401k. And I mean it. Only when you have done all of that, when you've patched every single leak and maxed out every single tax advantage, only then should you move on to a standard taxable brokerage account. You have to do the boring foundational work first, because that's what actually lets you build the skyscraper of wealth. Following this sequence is what puts your money to work in the most efficient, most powerful way possible. It makes sure you're not just trying to fill that leaky bucket. So the question I want to leave you with is this: when you look at your own finances, is your money working for you in the right order?